Und ciao. Hallo, hallo.
We're all in.
Who's all?
Hi all.
So Anando, I suggest you start.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Nice to see you all that you came tonight to join us on this beautiful session. I guess you will be waiting long for this session of the topic on music that Laurent and we prepared for you. So I would like to tell you a little bit about the intention of this session. Basically, the intention of it is not how to become a DJ from doing music. It's just to see how we can help you organize your music to help you doing your leading and or your workshops. So the key is the music is just supporting you in whatever you are doing, but we are not depending on the music. So therefore, we have a document that we prepared it for you. We're gonna go through it with you, and we're gonna share it as well. I will share with you the screen now, and Laurent and I will start going through it. One second.
You need help, Anando? Do you want me to put it on the screen?
Yeah, and to show me a different screen here. Okay, you can try. Sorry.
Okay, you tell me if you want me to put it.
Yeah, because it's showing me different.
Okay, so I am doing it now.
Okay.
Okay. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to start, Laurent? And we.
Okay. Well, so what we want to do mainly with Anando is to share experience. Because for me, let's say I'm an experienced teacher, I like to organize my music in my own way. So our suggestion is you first find your own way in organizing and putting your music. But we know that some of you, you don't exactly know what to do. And the purpose of this meeting is to give you ideas on how we use the music. Okay? Um, so, Anando, I suggest you start reading and we do the comments.
Okay. So let's be frank here. Every person, me included, when it comes to music, we struggle, especially at the beginning. So we want to just name it that almost everyone struggled with music at the beginning. We all went through that. And to make it clear that music is just a supporting tool for you. We are not using music to make a performance or we are DJing something. Just the music is just a tool to support our intention where we want to go in the practice. And normally, for a good practice, it's the way you are conducting your practice and your workshop. The music is just supporting you. The music doesn't make your workshop succeed or your session succeed. It's the way you are approaching your session. The music is just here to support you.
Mm-hmm. So the second point we want to share about is why music in a Tantra workshop. So for a Tantra practice or for a meditation. Sometimes music may bring a feeling of safety. When you start a workshop, a soft music and welcoming music will help newcomers to feel comfortable in your workshop. So the music is a tool that is creating something. So you have to find the right music for the right purpose, and this is what we are going to talk later on. So music can bring safety. Music can bring continuity. You want to comment that, Anando? Remember you because you had written that at that moment.
Okay.
Spoke.
When we talk about continuity, what I mean by that word here is you are starting a session and you are leading a group, and the music is helping you to continue whatever you are guiding. So the music is supporting you with whatever you are delivering to the group. So it helps you to continue in this process with them. And when it comes to integration as well, the music helps you to help the group to integrate. Now, when we say safety, continuity, integration, these are the basic we're talking about to start with. But you can still lead a group without any of that, any of this music. But when it comes to if you want to use the music, we have to consider these factors so that it brings you safety, that you start whatever you are welcoming the group to enter. You have the music supporting whatever you are saying, whatever you are conveying to them. And then it comes the continuity of it, which as well the music is supporting that point, ending it with the integration. And of
So,
course,
yeah.
of course, music conveys a mood and energy at the same time. And it's endless list can be from intense to active to calm to agitation, whatever it is, the music conveys that mood. And all depends from us what we want to convey. So we are the one who's leading this process.
And when he wrote this document, Anando had this line, which is music may open the doors to emotion. And as far as I'm concerned, I use a lot the music to trigger emotions that I feel pending in the group. If I feel that some emotions of sadness in the group room have not manifested yet, but I see on the face or I project on the face of people that it may be there, then I will put a kind of sad music, or a music that I consider may trigger the emotion to help people. If they need to cry, the music will help them to cry. And that brings to a question because some of us at the beginning, when we lead, we prepare some playlists for each of the practices. And it's very good. It creates a backup for us. Uh, but the reality is when you are facilitating, it's sometimes very interesting also to improvise the music according to what you read from the group room. So you will have, and we will go into that into more details later on. But you have already this paradox to handle. Um, on the one hand, you want to have a kind of backup, and you need to feel safe because you want to focus on facilitating and not on music. So you prepare playlists, but also you have to be free of your playlist so to use the music according to what you read from the group.
Thank
Okay.
you, Laurent. It's very important, Laurent, what you said. Exactly. It's about reading the group and be ready at any moment to be free to change the music to support what's needed in the group, not to be fixed on the playlist that we have. So one hand on the music, one hand on the group to see what's going on, and you adapt between both.
Mhm.
And it's important here that the music is not here to create experience. The music doesn't create the experience, it's only supporting it. I'm not depending on the music only specifically when it's needed, that I want to put something to help me reach my purpose in the session. But
Mm,
I don't depend on the music to create the experience for me.
mm,
And the music's not here to fix discomfort at the
mm,
same time. And we're not here to impress the participant with how good is the music. It's we are here. Our core work is our leading, what we are conveying our message, what is the purpose of this session, and the music is just helping us. It's our toolbox. I'm not
mm.
depending on the music to create the experience for the participant.
So the next point was that we wanted to explain to you how you can organize your music. Um, because you have different ways to store your music on your computer. I personally do not utilize the Spotify or I don't know the sound the
Sound?
music providers that are on the net, because sometimes in France when I lead a workshop there's no internet. So except if you have downloaded your music in advance, you're stuck. So I personally have all my musics on my computer and I buy it or I share it with other teachers, and I have a big library of musics that needs to be organized. You need to organize your music. And here is a few suggestions of categories of music that you may have on your computer or in, I don't know if you can put categories with Spotify or if you can classify music. I don't know, but I will show you on iTunes. That's the system I use. But I will go later on. So now we want to give you examples of how to categorize music. So,
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
no, go for it.
Yeah, Laurent and I, we try to give an outline a little bit, how to start. Let's say when we enter practice, we need something to have the atmosphere. If this is what you want to convey, a calm, the music will, when you enter practice, it gives you like calmness or something predictable, low stimulation. You don't know what's happening, but something is coming in. So you have to try to be sure what kind of music you are playing in this moment and help people to settle and arrive in this practice. That's why it's super important when you want to play music to know it exactly. You listen to this track several times and at least from beginning till the end, because every track that we play, we need to know the beginning and the end and in the middle what's going on to be able to read it, not to be surprised with the beat or the rhythm is a change, because many times we have soft music starting and in the middle something happens. So we're gonna go into details later on with that. And you have grounding and regulation. So grounding and regulation, again, we choose a track that has a character of slowness, warm, safety, or steady to feel.
Mm.
And to use them when you feel people are getting overwhelmed or disconnected. And this is when you know how you read the room and you know when to play something like that.
Mm. Okay, and I want to add to that and I want to emphasize what Anando has said at the beginning. When we start a tantra practice, we want people to enter the practice out of a space of connection to themselves, not too much spread to the outside. When people speak a lot and blah blah blah, and you need to start the practice with okay, you need people to let go of the words and start to enter the practice with a calm mood inside. So you will put a nice calm low stimulation music at that time, and you ask them to close their eyes and you wait a few seconds, maybe 10, 15, 20 seconds. You help them breathe 3 or 4 times, and then they are ready to enter the practice and share a heart salutation. So music is already useful at that moment. So the categories that we have discussed with Anando are those ones. One, entering the practice, we already mentioned, grounding and regulation, gentle activation. So for some practices, you don't want people to go from a moment of stillness and silence and very soft breathing to a moment of chaotic breathing directly, for example. So you will go through a kind of what we call gentle activation. So you will start to increase the rhythm with the music, and then as a transition towards something maybe sometimes a bit more intensive. Um, so then you have music to create a connection with the heart. Um, Music that creates space inside. You have music that helps and to land at the end of a practice and integrate the experience. And of course, this is very subjective. I suggest I don't know how many we are on this, but we are 30 participants. And for each music, the 30 participants, of course, will have different opinions. But you have to use your own subjective assessment. So we won't tell you that this music is warm, emotional, or this one is soft and gentle. You will have to make your own assessment. That means what? That means that when you prepare to become a tantra facilitator, you have to work a lot in advance on your music. As Anando was saying before, you have to listen to all the musics that you will that you may put in your workshops very thoroughly. You will have to know the beat, the rhythm of the music. You will have to know if there are voices on the track or if it's just instrumental music. You will have to know if it brings more sadness or more heart or more chaos or more intensity for the breathing practices. Or so you will have to listen to all your musics before. It's a hell of a work. And Anando, you said before that, at the beginning of your introduction, that we all struggle when we start facilitating. But the reality is, if you work hard and prepare a lot by listening to all your soundtracks and putting comments on each soundtracks before you start giving workshops, then you won't struggle so much because you will have prepared, you know your musics, and you will have comments for each music that even allow you to put some musics that you don't really remember because you have written comments close to the soundtrack. And I will show you later on how I do that myself with iTunes, for example.
Yes, and it's very important as well, the track that you are playing, to feel the music. If you want to teach something to feel connection and you're playing music that leads to connection and you yourself, you're not feeling it, it's not going to help. You need to feel the music. If you are convinced with it that this is the feeling that I feel about it, this is the emotion I feel when I hear something like that, it's be much easier for you to lead the practice. Because if I play music that Laurent played and it works for certain emotion, because it works in that workshop, but I don't like this kind of music and I play it in my workshop, it's not gonna give the same effect and same result because I'm not convinced with it maybe. But don't try to let's say I learn from other teachers taking music and work with it at the same time. By listening to it and try to listen to different kind of music, you create your own style of music to play for workshop. So you start creating your own color for it, and that's why you need to listen to a lot of tracks. And when Laurent spoke about Spotify, and it's a very good point. Spotify doesn't help you if you're not connected to internet all the time, and it's not how to say practical with other software when you want to play on a mixing software. And the most important is Spotify. I use it only for research. I research music on Spotify because it gives you suggestion from other groups that they play a similar style of this kind of music. This is where you widen your library. And an advice: if you like something, take a note of the track, and then you can go and buy it from Bandcamp or Apple Music instead of downloading it for free. So this is what I do. I list the names from the first time, and I listen to it second time and third time. If I'm still convinced that this is what convey message for me, I go and buy it. This is how I create the library. So I use it for research, Spotify, but I never play from Spotify directly.
Okay. Anando, do you think it's time we show our ways to classify the music in our own systems? Can I
Okay.
show?
Yeah,
I,
sure, sure.
I
Yeah,
will.
go ahead.
Okay, I
Then
will.
we can come back. Yeah.
So I will share screen and show you how, for example, I do myself to classify my music. So um, it has to stick with your style of brain also. Myself, I'm a bit chaotic in the classification of my music, and I will show you my chaos. Okay. But I find my way in my chaos, and I'm sure that a lot of you will have the same kind of attitude with their music. So I'm going to show you something a bit chaotic and also very much prepared at the same time. Okay, so I stopped just sharing the document, and now I show you my own classification. Where is it? It's not there. Hold on. Mhm. Okay, share screen. This time it works. Okay, so I don't know if all of you are familiar uh, with iTunes, but this is an iTunes screen. And here, do you see the arrow of okay, so I will show with the arrow. Okay, I have a list that I have called massage yabium. It's vague, is wave in French, and meditation. So this is all the music I use for all practices, rituals, everything. It's in this file. So I have a file for this. And inside the file, I have directly playlists. Okay? So this is a playlist that where I put the name of a group called Affileta, which is a Corsican polyphony group. And in this list, I put all the Corsican polyphonies I have, and some of them are from this group, and some of them are from other groups. Because at the beginning, I had created a group, a list for this group, and then I decided to put all the Corsican polyphonies in this list. Okay, so that's why what I call my own chaos. It starts with the name of a group, and then I add a kind of category. So Corsican polyphonies. Then I have something that's aérien, so high upper chakras. So this is a list that I use for the upper chakras when I want to bring the attention on 6 or 7 chakra, for example. Okay, this means yes, aérien means like something like uh,
Airy, airy.
in the air, in the
Yeah.
air. Yeah. So this is the name of a group, Al Gromerkan. Some of you might know this person. So I have a lot of music from Al Mercan and also musics that look like Al Mercan. So it's my own, but I know that when I want some low Arabic music, I go there. Then I have a playlist called Ambience and various sounds, like sounds in the nature, sounds of whales, sounds of somebody walking in the forest by night, sounds of a river flowing, sounds of the waves arriving on the beach. That's another list. So I have diverse tracks of music that make some this kind of noises. And then I have a comment. Here you see, commentaire in French means comment. And so then in the comment, I have a precise description of the beat. If it's very slow or slow, I have also a category which is slow to rather slow, and also rather slow to rather rapid, and a rather rapid. Also, I put rather rapid, or sometimes fast or very fast, and a lot of different tunings of rhythm, you know. So that means that with this description, if I like it, the number of stars is, I like it very much. When there is only four stars is, I like it less. And with the combination of the number of stars and the comments and the name of the playlist, I can put some music that I haven't listened to for maybe 2 years and I don't remember, but the description is precise enough to 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 find my own way without even listening to the music in advance. Okay, so as far as I'm concerned, I had made so much work of preparation when I started to facilitate that actually I was improvising my music from the very beginning. I was not preparing playlists for the practices, except a few exceptions. But but I advise you, when you start, if you want to be sure, you prepare some playlists for each practice, but then you have prepared your lists or also on your computer, so to be free of your preparation. When you know you have your playlist for a practice, you will you will you you look at the group room and you know you see you need to slow down, so you have prepared a fast music, so you go in your list and you take a slow music to slow down. So that's why what I call, you have to be free with your music when you prepare it in advance. Okay, I'm not sure I'm clear. If I'm not, please tell me. Okay, okay. So, so the comments allow me to really fine tune my choices of music when I decide to improvise. Then you see here, it's Ananda Girl is the name of an artist. Anwar Brahem is also a name of an artist. Arvo Pärt is a name of an artist as well. So I have a lot of names of artists, but this one, for example, bowls means Tibetan bowls. So I have a list of only bowls sounds. Okay. I have prepared a list for the chakra waves, but I had prepared, so it's a list for a specific practice. But I think it was not for me when I did that. It's just, I think it was for Laurence or Aima when I was leading with them. Shamanic, so this is shamanic music. Okay, so you see here that I'm sometimes having a list with the name of an artist, or sometimes with a kind of category of music. So here you have chaos, cacophony. I don't know if this exists in American, Sachijo and Sarah. This name cacophony, does it exist? Okay, so you
Yeah,
know what?
it exists. Yes.
Okay, thank you. Um, so you see, I have classical music, not much, but I have some in other parts. No, this is so. This is a list, for example, for a practice. I remember it's Sachijo Sarah when you wanted to implement the cutting chords in the USA. You had asked me a playlist for this, and I had prepared that for you. I never deleted it, but I should. You don't need me anymore. Um,
You.
it was years ago. So this one is a list of didgeridoo instruments. This one is various beautiful music. So when I look for a music that I really love, I go in this playlist. So this is what I was calling my chaos. I don't want to go through the whole list. I think it's not so important. But what I want to say is that I have categories for the playlist. I have names of artists, and then when I go in the list, I make a command that helps me to choose my music on the spot. And uh, yeah, that's what I want to share with you. I go through my list. So you see, I have lists for massage, slow music for massage. Uh, and I want to say that one track can be in 10 playlists on my computer.
Exactly.
Because of course, sometimes, they can correspond to different of my categories of playlists. So I put the soundtrack in different playlists.
Okay.
I have a playlist with the home. I have a playlist that I called opening of a workshop. But of course, I don't use only this playlist when I open a workshop. I go to other playlists. I have I have some music that I called music meditation one, two, three, and I go there. Sometimes when I lead, I don't know what to put. I go there and I look at the rhythm, rather slow or rather quick, and I choose according to what read, and that allows me to improvise. I have also a list of for laughter. Um, uh, I have a list for um, uh, for breathing practices, fire or water breathing. It's my own categories that I've created. So now you will have to create yours so you find your way in your playlist. I have a playlist with what I call stroboscopic music that I use for Kundalini meditation, or when for Tibetan pulsing practices, it's very rapid drums that I need, or I will put this kind of music there. Okay? I think I'm done. I have also some list for the meditations. So I have categories of I have Osho speeches here or different people's speeches. I have various meditations which are from many facilitators. I have Geo and Sarita, which were my initial teachers when I started. I have my own meditation that I've created. I have Osho meditations that I put in playlists also. So I give you an example. This is I don't know. Let's go for the dynamic meditation. So here is the list that is the dynamic meditation. So I recommend that when you lead a meditation, you put uh, all the tracks of the meditation of this meditation in one playlist. So at the end, it can stop. It doesn't go to the next music if you have another meditation behind. So you isolate each meditation in in a list. Okay, for the Kali. Okay, these are all Osho meditation. Then you have Tom Kenyon. I don't know if some of you know Tom Kenyon. It's very good. I speak to the American community in particular because these meditations are led in English, and the guy speaks too quick, so we cannot translate it in France. So we never use them in France. But a few of them are very good meditations. So I recommend the Kala Chakra meditation. I recommend the Golden Orb that I've been practices many times. So the other ones I know them less, so I don't use them. And I remind you, never lead a meditation for your groups that you have not experienced for yourself many times already. Vit Marco also makes some beautiful music for meditations. Okay. And then I have a list for dance. This is not written here, but it's dance music. I should write it. So I have Africa, I have some German music, I have music from the 80s, I have blues, move the pelvic area, Brazil, I have Brazilian music, I have Britain and Ireland music, Caribbean music, celebration music. So you see, all the categories are. I always start my warm-ups with soft dances, for example. So this is my list to start a warm-up. So I have many musics to start a warm-up. Okay, I think I've shown what's important. Do you want to share?
Maybe I show them another version how to organize,
Yeah.
but quickly. I will not go into detail. Let's see if it works. Music. Okay, do you see my screen, the black screen?
Yeah.
Okay, for me, for example, if like I have a folder called massage, I categorize the kind of massage that I'm giving. I call it 5 element massage, for example, or caressing massage, touch, and I have the timing. It takes 1 hour, 37 minutes the session, for example. Centering, I choose tracks that works for centering or drumming for breathing. This is how I name my playlist. Empowering, 21 minutes, fresh, golden light, harmony, harmony for healing, massage, Ayurvedic, massage mixed, massage only with piano music, for example. For settling, sometimes I need something to settle. I have it 31 minutes. Something to give you space in a massage. I have special tracks for it. So sometimes only one, which is 1 hour, one track, 1 hour. When it comes to meditation, I have different kind of meditation. Like if Osho meditations are listed under Osho, and it's called Osho Dynamic Live. I have another one version of it live. Kundalini. Sometimes I have, they're all listed here. Tom Kenyon is different. I have from different teacher, Manisha, she does different kind of meditation. I have a Joe Dispenza, for example, all his kind of meditations. Sometimes for walking, I have special meditations that are listed this way. When it comes to workshops, this is meditation. I close it. You have, for example, on Osho talks, I have about the title, or each talk has a title about the subject. I have them here listed like that. And from these talks, for example, I listen to them and I make cuts to use them in workshop, which I call them Osho short talks. Where are they? I will come to it. Like, for example, Pune, Buddha Groove. Buddha Groove is when we dance in the Buddha Groove and it needs high energy music. So I have for each one, this is like a lot of tracks. It doesn't mean I'm playing all of them, but I can randomly play on the spot, or I have fixed set for 1 hour exact. Sky dancing, we have so many things that when we share with each other. Spotify, here I want to explain to you. So why I call this Spotify. These are the tracks that I like in Spotify, and I buy them. Then I keep them under Spotify that I know from where I bought, from where I got inspired and I got it. So I keep it under Spotify, and from there I transfer them to playlists. With workshop, for example, anytime I do a workshop, I have it under the category of workshop. Couple workshop, when we do couple workshops, they're listed here. Closed session or immersion or open session, we have different sessions. They're all listed here. And I organize them this way. So if I remember I want to do a session on communication, it's here, the playlist for it. And it keeps changing. And whenever I play something in Tantra University or whatever, they're listed here. This is another workshop, something about heart connections, they're all listed here. When it comes to, this is different, open floor for dance movement. Like say, if I have a workshop on action painting, I have playlists for it, what I put music, boundaries, chakra, crying. I have playlists for crying. If I want to put something to, if this is what I want to bring this emotion into a session, I have a list for tracks on crying, for example. When I say dance remix, it's not dance, it's a remix music for dance. So there's a track where we know it, but it's mixed with different tracks. So these are these ones. They're remixed, all these tracks. I have two of them. And this is dancing music. It's normal music, not mixed, for example. Here are the warm-ups that I used to do in the LET, prepared here. Then I have the playlists of the groups that I have. I have them separate. Even I have a playlist for bedroom, for example. For intimacy, I have a bedroom, bedroom 1, bedroom 2. It depends on the mood. So I put, but this is personal. Then I have the list of music by group and alphabetical. So I remember because it's alphabetical here. And at the end, I have something, woman voices, for example, are categorized at the end. It's voices, woman voices, for example, all the tracks that has woman voices, that helps as well in workshop that I need. And I know I go to this playlist and I can choose from it. Now, the only thing I play from iTunes is the meditation, because I can start the track and finish the meditation by the last track. But I don't do any workshop and play music from iTunes, because if I start, for example, if my session here, for me, it doesn't work, but for somebody else, it works perfectly, it depends. But for example, if I go to one of these sessions and I play the first, I start playing this one and I'm guiding and I feel I need to stop, I need to come back to my computer to stop it or do something. So what I do, I play it from Tractor. Why? Because I can have one hand on the laptop, playing the music, and one hand on the group to guide, and I can control my tracks. I know when I want to put the second one and mix it. I'm mixing it, that doesn't mean I'm DJing it. I'm mixing it to overlap a little bit. This is my way of working with that. So this is the only thing I use iTunes when I play the meditation. And I play the
Nando,
Spotify.
did you say Tractor? Traktor? Tractor?
Yes. Yeah,
okay.
yeah. It looks like that. You can see it?
No.
No?
Yeah, it's in the chat.
Ah, there it is.
Yeah, this is Tractor.
No, it's not. We don't see a tractor because you have to stop the share screen and then start the screen share with tractor itself.
Okay, 1 second. I'll show you now.
Put tractor on your screen now, and then you can. Okay.
This is Tractor.
Yeah, correct. That works.
So here, if I go here, all the playlists, all my library of iTunes is on Tractor. Anything I add on iTunes is synchronized with Tractor playlist. So anything I create a folder for a workshop, when I open Tractor, it's there. So I go here, let's say, workshop. I go and play this on the first deck and take the second track and put in second deck. I start with this one and I'm guiding. If all goes well, but automatically I go and start the second one. So I'm all the time synchronizing between the group and the music. I don't let the playlist go on its own running all the time. And that's why if I feel in the session that it's not needed a track to be played, I can take another track directly instead of playing them directly. So I'm practicing with this one. This is what I use now for workshops. This is another way to do it. But you were not obliged to do that. If you are comfortable with iTunes, continue working with iTunes. It's more than enough. The another thing for Tractor, it's easier to regulate the volume of the track from here. If you see it, so you can play two tracks at the same time if you want, and overlapping them. If this is what you feel required, or you feel these two kind of track works together, as long as you know how many beats per second, as long as you know how fast is the track. We cannot play a soft music with a high beat music at the same time. So we need to know the beat per minute. And the beat per minute, you can read it from here.
Arnaldo, can I ask something?
Yeah.
Did you mention, is this a tool for free or what does it cost?
What tool?
The
Tractor.
The Tractor, no, it's not free. You buy it for 100 euro, I think.
Okay, and would it be...
I'm sorry, there is a free version of Tractor, I think, but it's not so efficient.
Okay, and are you going to show how you switch without going out of your playlist?
What do you mean by switch without going out of the playlist?
I don't understand. You said if you feel that the second song is not right at this moment, you change, but...
like, for example, I'm playing the deck one now, and on my playlist, the second one is Time to Breathe, for example. It's coming now. I'm with the Tractor, I'm free. I don't need to put it. I can put the third one instead. But in iTunes, you have to skip. You have to jump. You can feel the jump. You have to stop and take another play, the third track, for example. You can feel there's a transition. They're gonna feel there is a stop, and you move the track. Here, you will not feel it.
Yes, actually, Tractor has some specific advantages. You can make the transitions between your music very smooth with Tractor, because you can play two musics at the same time, and then when you want to you first put a first music on the track one, and then when you want to go to the next music, you just put the next music on, so the two musics are playing together, and then you reduce the sound of the first one to just keep the second one. So the transition is very smooth. With iTunes, you cannot do that. You have to put the sound down for the first track, then go pick another track, and then put it on. And so there is a moment of silence between each track. This is the way I'm leading personally, because I didn't have time to look at this kind of Tractor softwares, and it works still fine. I'm not the best with music, but that works. That's for sure.
And the other thing that helps in Tractor, that while you're playing a track and you feel a moment where the beat is repetitive and you would like to keep this repetition, you can click on a button here where you see 4. You can select 4, 8, 16, or 32. What does it mean? This you repeat it 32 seconds, the same. When you read it, you need to know how to read this. and you know it's starting from here, stopping here, you can select here to repeat. Or you can repeat 4 of them or 6 of them. But you need to know your music that at the 6th of it, it's still the same, not changing. And this is when you block this 4 or 6 unit, it will repeat itself all the time. And this time I take advantage, I'll be talking or whatever I'm doing. Then you can continue, release your track.
And Nando, can we also add that with Tractor, you can also make your own music mix. That means you can live play 2 tracks at the same time. So for example, you can make a live mixing of music. That means you put a music and you put a speech of Osho on the music and you play them together. But you can also record this new music with the speech of Osho and the music and register it on your computer. So it's so Tractor means brings more possibilities than iTunes.
Yeah, it's the function of it is endless. It's very professional, but I don't use it all. I use maybe 10%, maybe 5% of it. Whatever I need, I use with it. And the latest version, I got the upgrade for it now because I have the first version. And now you have a tool that you can create stems. What does it mean, a stem? You can select a track and you create a stem for it. It separates the vocal, the drum, the bass, the instruments. And then you can select if I want to play one instrument or you want to remove the vocal. And whenever you have the stem done, it's up to you to select what you want to turn on or off for it. And this, yeah.
And there's a question.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a question. Where do I see the beat? Is asking developer.
Here.
Where can you
Here.
show where you see the beat?
Here down. BPM. 63.45 or 82, 86. Here, that's why when I do a session, I know that I'm starting with lower beat and I'm going gradually up. So you know the beat of your music is going up. And here is when the hype sometimes when you read 91 doesn't mean the 91 is higher, too much higher than this one. That's why we need to listen to it to see what's the tempo of it. We cannot choose them blindly that the 91 is much higher than the 63 and I put it at the end, but if we listen to it, it's very soft, the music.
That's why I put this in my comments because in iTunes you can also show the bit because you have options to show what you want on iTunes. What you want can appear on the screen, but when you have the bit, it doesn't give enough information about so to choose your music blind. That's
you have the comment in the comment. It's imported from iTunes, so we have an Tractor comment here. You can have them. Like for example, here it's written settle for settling. And this one, you can change it. You can bring it to the other way. You can bring it next to the title of the song. You can organize it the way you want.
So you have the same functions than in iTunes for the classification of music.
Yes, yeah. I call it labeling. You label the music. But the importance of labeling, it's up to you how it works for you. The label. So you need to label it the way you remember it. It's very important when you label music to remember what do I label this track. Because when you want to search, because you can search by label. If you want to hear, you can search by, you type settle or relax or integration, and it lists you all the tracks that are labeled like that. That's why sometimes.
Can you show a test?
Yeah.
Okay.
Look, I have this track settle, for example.
Okay.
So if you put something else, it shows you something else. So if quickly I forgot the title of the song and I want something for settling, I just type here settle and list me all things that listed in this category, in this comments. This is helpful. But me personally, I try to remember the title of the song, so I go fast to it. Because the comments for me, I'm trying to figure out still a way to simplify the maximum so I can use it more efficiency.
And Anando, as you show us, can you share your computer sound so we could actually hear what you're mixing?
I give you test.
You know how to do that because you
Yeah,
have
yeah,
a
yeah.
special option
Yeah.
to use in Zoom.
I am in Zoom now.
Is it, you may need to share sound and image to go back.
I have to stop sharing.
Yeah, and then start sharing again with the option.
Advanced. Computer audio.
And we can stretch while you're finding that.
Okay. Now if I play, what you wanted to demonstrate?
Okay.
What you want to demonstrate? How do I mix?
Show a transition between two musics of Karunesh,
Okay.
for example. Or what kind of music you like.
Let's say this is one.
So you clicked and dragged the songs into each of those windows, the left and right window.
Correct.
Yeah. You hear anything?
No,
No.
nothing.
No. Okay.
You,
It says you're sharing screen, but we don't see
Yeah,
your sharing sound.
Anando, you might need to change some settings in
The setting.
Tractor,
Yeah. Yeah. No.
but in Tractor, not in Zoom.
Yes. One second.
That's correct, Anando, but that's the audio setup in your computer. You need to go into Zoom. And you may need to stop sharing to do it.
Okay.
So when you, oh, I can't.
I'm trying. Yeah.
Hmm.
When you open the window for sharing your screen on the bottom, I think it's on the bottom, you need to tick a checkbox saying sharing the sound from the computer, if I remember well.
I did it. You hear now?
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but we don't see your screen yet.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
need to see your Tractor screen. And this stops now.
Now it stopped again.
If it doesn't work, don't lose time.
You hear?
No.
No.
Weird.
We had not plans to make you listen to music, so we didn't train before. Sorry for that.
Now
No.
No, let go.
I hear it. You don't hear it?
Yeah, you're the only one to hear. Anando,
Yeah.
we don't hear the music, so let go. Just
Okay.
maybe let's go back to the document
This-
of the presentation.
Okay. Yeah. We can do another session for these things, perhaps.
If people want, yeah.
You are sharing the.
You want to share it or do you want me to share it, Anando? Okay.
Here we are.
Okay, so go to point 4 or 5. I don't remember exactly where we were.
How to choose music we were.
Okay. Okay, so okay, do you want so when you choose your tracks for your practices, you choose tracks that you've listened to many times. Don't don't improvise too much. You can improvise but when you improvise, you have to have prepared the improvisation. Have gentle endings. So of course you never stop a music all of a sudden. You just put the sound down progressively. You may use the loop function. So sometimes for me, when don't want to spend too much time focusing on the music and I want to be very much with the group, I will decide to use the loop function of iTunes. And I guess there is in Tractor, you said that there was this loop function that you mentioned, but you can loop also a piece of music in iTunes. Huh? Avoid tracks that have sudden drops or loud changes. That means you have to have listened to your music tracks completely. If you just listen to a music in 20 seconds and you put a comment and then you use this music that you don't know very well, you might have surprises. So we want to tell you about these possible surprises. So listen to your tracks completely. Otherwise, all of a sudden you want to slow music and the music becomes very quick and you don't even know. Avoid strong lyrics that tell a story. Yes. If you lead in the USA, you might use a track in French because people don't understand. But when you use a track with a voice of your country, people really understand what's in the track, and then it attracts the attention somewhere else than the practice. So, uh, well, sexualize or dramatize the space. I let you comment, maybe, Anando, because I don't know what you meant at that time.
I meant by this that the music is leading you somewhere, not you want to go somewhere. Sometimes you are putting in music and it's clear intention of this music is gonna lead something sensual or sexual with the voice, with the way the sounds are made. Let your guidance lead to that, but not the music. So you are the one leading the group to go somewhere, but not because of music they went there.
So
Is what I
you mean that the music is here to support and not to be the prime
yeah.
facilitation? Yeah. Okay.
And when you say the how you like the music is not the main criteria, what I meant if the track, the purpose of it helping you reaching where you want is great, but not because I like the track, I'm gonna put it because just I like it, but not helping the purpose where you are going.
Ah, yes, this is one of the biggest traps, even when you are preparing warm-ups with free dance music. Uh, I I don't put the music I like to listen to in during a warm-up. I put a music that I know will help people to dance. That's very different. That's what you mean, certainly. Huh?
Yes, exactly. Because
Okay.
sometimes we are doing a warm up without, it's not leading to what's happening after the warm up. Because sometimes you do warm up and the people they go into high energy and they're sweating, and after that you have a session where you have a touch or a massage. It doesn't help you because you let the participant sweating and whatever is happening, and they're entering practice not translating what you give before. So let the warm up, whatever you are giving, be in preparation to what's happening after.
Mm.
This is what I guess you are doing in the first cycle of teacher training, the warm up. They're in preparation to what's coming after.
Mm. Okay, so let's go to item number 5, simple playlist setup.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you start organizing your music, either in so in iTunes, for example, you start small and then you build up your music library. So Anando was suggesting you organize 5 playlists and you put 10 or to 20 tracks per playlist. And then you learn how to navigate in your playlist to create playlists dedicated to a practice or to improvise your music on the spot. So make it simple at the beginning, and then build up the number of playlists, build up the number of tracks per playlist, and clearly name your categories, your file, your folders. Clearly name your playlist names, so to be able to use it as a way to remember where you put your music.
And these are suggestions, just to start with. Doesn't mean you need to follow this list, but something simple to start with. And all the sessions about music to lead workshops. We're not doing music to lead dance group. It's specifically for facilitating workshops. That's why all what we are writing here is something related to what we are doing.
Okay. So as you see, Anando had given some examples. Arrival soft is a possible category. Okay. It can be a name of playlist, or you may choose to have a folder with several playlists about this item in the same folder. Then grounding slow and slow music is a possible categories. Activation, gentle, heart, warm. You see, integration, quiet, these are some ways to name your categories or playlists.
And you can put slow, medium, high pace. It depends on each track. Is it slow or high or medium, whatever the pace of it, you can add to comment to it as well.
And you can have categories or playlists that are earth music or celestial music or heart music. You can
Or
name,
there's vocals in it or not.
yeah, you can name your categories or playlists. We will send you this document anyway. Huh? You can name it with names of colors, of temperatures. Um, well, use your creativity, but we wanted to give you a few examples. So, item 6, managing music while teaching. So this is, I want to repeat what I said at the beginning. You have a choice. What I suggest is prepare the music for a workshop like you prepare a program. You might want to prepare a program before your workshop, but then feel free to amend your program during the workshop itself to fit with the needs of the group. It's the same for music. You can prepare your music for each of the practices. You have a list, very precise list of music, but then according to what you see in the group room during your practice, you may need to change the music you had planned originally. So be ready to improvise. And the way we showed you, we organize our own playlists, is a way that allows improvisation. Okay? We love to lower the volume when you cannot mix for transitions. When you don't use Tractor but iTunes, at the end of a piece of music, you will put progressively the sound down, change your soundtrack, and then put the sound up. Don't finish brutally your music. Don't interrupt the music. Lower the volume first. The best way is to let the tracks finish naturally. It's not a problem when you lead if you have a little blank between two musics. People are very often so much in their practice that they don't even notice there's no music. Okay? If you feel lost and you don't know what kind of music to use, so have always in reserve um, a peaceful, steady music that you can put at any time and then you will improvise what you facilitate. Okay.
That's why it's good to have a good library of long tracks, 30 minutes, 40 minutes. These are always helpful to throw them anywhere where you feel you want to assess what's going on in the room, what you want to change. You always play this kind of music and it works very well as a background.
Yeah. And sometimes if you don't know what music to put, don't put music. Silence is a good support for facilitation. Um, I remember one time, at the time in cycle 2 of the LET, we were giving 2 sessions of what we call the pleasure session, what Margot is calling the multi-orgasmic response session. So we were not giving only one, but we were giving 2 times a two-way session. And at the moment, I was putting music on the first session, and during the second session, I was not putting any music at all. And you know what? I made a poll afterwards. People had not noticed there was no music at the second. So much the people are in their practice. So I was so surprised to understand that. I don't say none of them noticed, but maybe 1/3 of the group noticed that there was no music the second time. So so this is to show you that it's not a problem sometimes to have a blank in your music. That doesn't matter at all. And also sometimes it's very good to use silence when you lead. So silence is a music. Use it as a music.
And it's possible to lead the whole session without music as well.
Yeah, sure. Music is not necessary, but we use sometimes music, so we want to show you that how to use music. But for me, I know teachers that never use music, and that works very well too. Okay, let's go to common mistakes.
We spoke
Can
about
I
this
ask a
already.
question, please?
Yes,
Yeah, I saw you, Christine. We're coming back to the question and answer. We have two point to talk about and we'll come to it. It's okay?
Okay, thanks. Cool.
Eh,
so
maybe we spoke about this common mistakes. Laurent, you spoke about it.
I think so.
We covered that, yeah, the brutal
Uh,
envy or
yeah,
whatever. We spoke about that.
yeah, yeah, I would like to comment a few of them. A few.
Yeah,
Yes. Used during a session that where one step of during a practice where one step of the practice takes maybe 10 or 15 minutes, try to use long musics that are long enough. Um, it's nice to have your music sticking to the length of the part of your practice of the step of your practice. It's not so nice to change too many times the music when you lead one step of a practice.
and thanks,
That's
Laurent, to mention that. It's very important because from previous experience, I witnessed one time a session for 35 minutes of massage, and there were 20 tracks in it. So that was a lot of change of music, and I think for the facilitator was a lot of stress to change the music all the time. You have to consider 20 tracks. If it's 3 minute the track, it's too short the tracks. So better to have 5 tracks of longer minutes than having 20 tracks. So better to have less of them than more. It will be so many changes of moods and rhythm in the session.
and okay. I'm ready for the question of Christina. If you're okay, Anando.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, Christina.
Sorry. I was wondering if you have any tips to listen to the whole music, because I tried, and then when you listen, for example, massage music, but you're not doing a massage, so I always disappear. And then, so I'm just not able to listen to all these things all the time. So how did you do it?
That's why here comes the benefit of Tractor, because when you play the music and Tractor, you can see the how to say the rhythm of the music. You can see the graph of it. and you can go fast forward and you can see what changes. And when you see something changes, you can go to it, listen, what happened there, if you want to go fast forward.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm
Because
sorry.
in tractor, you can see the rhythm of the music and the beat.
In advance, this is what it means. Huh? But
Sorry?
you say that in on tractor you see
Yeah,
the graph of the bit of the
exactly.
music and you can know in advance what's coming
Yeah.
in your music, but you don't have that with iTunes. And as far as I'm concerned, I've listened to all my musics, and it took me a lot of time of preparation, but it's very helpful. So I have no tip to save time. You listen to your music.
But also it's not just the time, it's also so it's just the presence. So for
But
me,
oh no, but it means you don't listen to your music during your retreat. You listen to your music in advance.
yeah, I got this one. Okay, there is no tip, so okay, I'll just have to learn
I have
this.
no tip. No.
I'll tell you what I do personally. Every time I'm in the car, I'm listening to music and I'm taking note. What I take note, I take snapshot of the name of the track and I continue driving. So when I finish, when I drive in Europe 5, 6 hours, I end up my trip with a library of music to restudy again. So I remember this one. I like something in it. So I go visit again. And when I'm traveling, all the time I'm listening and labeling music. So this is the only time to do it. Otherwise, you have to spend the whole morning or whole, you have to, either you put 1 hour a day to search for music or 2 hours a day. It's like a program to start building the music because it takes time to feel it, to sense it, to label it. You have to see where to place the music. An idea comes to you. This could be good entering in a practice. So you put it there. So it goes on and on like this, slowly, slowly. You cannot do it all in one go.
Uh,
Thank you.
I can share also that when I was preparing for being a facilitator, anytime I was traveling in a train, maybe let's say a 5 hours train, I had my computer, my headphones, and I was listening to music and putting comments in iTunes. And then you have to find a place in your life to prepare. I think I don't have any other solution.
Same with Osho talks. Sometimes that's very boring, 1.5 hour, but in 1.5 hour, you have 10 minutes or fantastic things that you can take off.
Yeah.
So when I'm traveling, I listen to it and I have a software called WavePad where I can put the track and cut it and remove the what I need from it
Hmm.
and save it in a file. And the rest, I leave it.
Yeah, Baptiste. Well, I think it's time we take questions now, huh?
Yeah.
Another one. Mm.
Thank you. I was wondering if you could speak about the use of mantras and whether how much depth and exploration do you only play mantras that you've chanted yourself or from a divinity that you know very well, or like how do you deal with mantras?
Um, I can answer. I very seldom use mantras, but you may. It's a personal choice. I use mantra when the mantra carries a meaning that I want to share with the participants. I can give you an example. Maybe you've heard me um, giving the Shri Devi Ashtotara Shatanamavali mantra, for example, during the LET. And this mantra is about the 108 facets of the goddess of existence, actually. It's a recitation of the 108 names of the goddess. And of course, when I want to finish practice where I want to say people, okay, hey guys, let's dance with existence through all its facets. I will put the mantra because the mantra has this meaning. Let's go in and dance with existence through the 108 facets of existence. So I use only mantra when there is a symbolic meaning. That's my thing. I like to use the Om by the end of some practices because for me, I think that the Om is bringing a specific vibration. And so I can use the Om. And of course, in cycle 3, we use the 100 syllables mantra because Margot had decided to name her school Skydancing by reference to Yeshe Tsogyal, actually. And she asked the permission to a Buddhist master to use this mantra in cycle 3 in Skydancing. I think she asked it to Tsogyal Rinpoche at that time. But you ask her the question, she will confirm.
I would like to add something, and thank you, Baptiste, for this question. It's a very important question. And for me personally, and honestly, I reply to it, I don't connect with any mantra personally. And it doesn't mean I don't teach it or I don't put it in workshop, but everything I do in workshops, I do it from my own experience and something that I connect with. And the only thing that I connect with is the Om. Any other mantras chanted or thing, I don't connect with it, and I don't make an effort to put it in workshop. But this is personal. So if it talks to you, the mantra, and you feel it's good, you feel something with it, why not? As long as it works for you.
Okay, can we take Deva Pramoda's question?
Yeah.
Hello. Since around 2 weeks, I'm busy with, I want to have a playlist of Osho talks. And I spoke even with Rupananda about it, and it's very difficult. So I am very in a basic mood. So I thought, okay, I will find them in Insta, the shortcuts, and I will just make them with my Brach memos to copy it, and somehow it's forbidden. But please, can you give me a tip where I can find? Because that's my next step, to involve somehow a Osho sequence. And where do I find them?
It's very simple. You go to osho.com and you take a membership and you have access to all the Osho talk, all the meditation, everything.
Yeah, but can you download them, Anando? Because to make a cut in a track, you need to download.
You need to buy it.
Yeah, I don't mind.
Yeah. You know why? Because if they give you everything for free, you're gonna download everything for free and you're not gonna use them. So you search for a subject of a talk that talks to you, you download it, buy it, and then you go through the details of it. At the long time ago, I have all the CDs when I bought them from Osho Center, but now they're available digital. So with the subscription, you can listen to all his talks, and if anything interesting you, then you go and purchase it. And if anything doesn't work or something, let me know. I can see how can I help you with that.
Yeah.
But it takes time. It takes a lot of time.
I don't see you all until module 6 of the teacher training, but I will give you a few pieces. Not all, but a few. In particular, one series of speeches, two or three series of speeches are very interesting. The one called Tantra Supreme Understanding is very interesting. The ones about Tantra, in particular, you can use them easily in your workshops. So, Tantra Supreme Understanding, the Book of Secrets, and Tantra Vision as well. So the speech is on the Royal Song of Saraha. And also another series of speeches called Dai or Yogi Dai, where Osho makes a talk about a tantric master of the Hindu tradition called Goraknath. So Dai or Yogi Dai, you will like those four: Tantra Vision, Book of Secrets, Tantra Supreme Understanding, and Dai or Yogi Dai.
How do you spell Dai or Yogi Dai?
Die, I die, I'm dead. Die. D-I-E, no, in
Okay.
English. Sachijo and
Yeah.
Sarah. To die is D-I-E, huh? Yeah,
Yes, DIE.
yeah. Okay, it talks about the last one that Baptiste put in the chat is the talks about Goraknath. Okay. But there are many beautiful speeches. My Way of the White Cloud also is so beautiful. And there are many others. Okay. Are there, these are some kinds of exercises that we wanted to propose to you, but maybe you will read the exercises on your own when we send you the document. I would, we don't have much time. We have a half an hour, a possible half an hour left. Anando, I suggest that we leave people some time for questions.
Yeah.
We are not sure that we have addressed exactly what they want to know, so I want to be sure that what you need to know, you have it. So are there questions? Can you, those who have a question, can you just use the hand, the Zoom hand? Okay. So maybe there's no question after all. Okay, Christine.
Christine.
I have another question, not so much about the topic, but as I have you here now, it's when will there be decided where the module 6 will take place?
Okay, so we have an announcement to make to the community. We have decided with Sachiju and Sarah to organize Module 6 in Canada. And yes, I want to. I think Sarah, you'd bet it's better you explain, huh?
Well, I can speak a little bit to that because Sachi Joe and I just met with one of the organizers today in Canada, and we're
The venue, the person that runs the venue.
yeah, and so we're fine tuning what actual location it is, but we find that Canada is sometimes cheaper by airfare to get to, and I see some hearts and things coming up, than the US, and there is less border stress right now because it's been very unpredictable. I think there's been some ease and some dis-ease with people coming into the US, and so we've been looking at other locations, and that we will be in Canada in April is when the event is. So it is April, it's not February. April and at the end of April. So it should be fairly comfortable weather. It can be warm, can be cool, but at least it is easy to get into and feels comfortable, safe, in a beautiful venues that we're looking at a couple of them right now to just finalize. And then we were going to send out more information once we get the details.
And I would like to share that the reason why we chose Canada rather than Mexico, for example, is that some of the people from the community have had some exotic diseases in the past, and they cannot afford getting it again now, and they can get it in Mexico. Some of them are afraid of that. And for sure, Canada, there's no tropical diseases there.
And
So
maybe Nando can stop screen sharing if we're done with the words, and we can see
yeah.
people's faces for questions too.
Yeah, sure. And maybe Sachijo and Sarah, you want to share something about your music systems that, and feel free.
Yeah, so we did also, as far as the choice of venue, we're looking more at the East Coast. So it would be easier for the Europeans to get to because we're looking at our community in US, and many of them have to travel anyway. And so, and that the affordability to fly into Canada was actually cheaper than Mexico for many of the flights we looked at. So that was another choice that contributed, that if people were going to fly, then we wanted to consider price, we wanted to consider ease and comfort, and when most people could get to the venue of where most people could get to. And so that's where Canada had looked at like the better option in that way. So, and we will stay
And the
more.
location, we saw the pictures today and it looks beautiful, stunning. It's amazing. And so I think you'll be very happy once you get there. And we want to really open it up to everybody traveling to the US to module 6, not to the US, to module 6, because we heard a number of people saying, I don't know that I want to go there and blah, blah, blah. And we wanted to make it as accessible as possible. And so this venue is that.
I just want to make a comment for our American friends. Actually, there are quite a bunch of people in Europe that nowadays are afraid to travel to the USA. And some people have yes, they are afraid of going to the USA because of what's going on with ICE. And so we wanted to leave it on the American continent, but that it looks more safe for some European people. That's why we made this decision.
Okay. Yeah, and just it would be the east coast of Canada is what we're looking at.
Okay.
So yeah, that's in the Quebec, Montreal area. So you might actually get to use some French if you speak French.
Although it's French Canadian, so it's a little different, I hear.
Okay, so other questions about music that we could answer? Okay.
One question we have is, what do you advise as a protocol when people ask to, like if you're leading a group and your students ask, well, could I have that playlist? Could I have that? How do you handle that question from students?
Yeah. I propose to them to take a picture of my playlist on my computer. So
Same.
they don't need to take notes, they take but since I improvise the music, they have to tell me right after which music they loved because 1 hour later I forgot what I put. So, but this is me, and so when you because you don't want to spend too much time to take their USB key and put it on your computer, give them some music, and so you allow them by allowing them to take a picture of your computer screen of your list on iTunes, you save time. As far as I'm concerned, I've never have a problem to give the information about the music I use, so I share that. Okay.
Deva, you want to ask question?
I want to ask as example, when we did, so for me, there are songs, they are so holy. As example, in the wave from 30 Years Margot, maybe I say it in the wrong way, but there was holy chants from Tibetan monks, or I have no idea. So even such music, if I ask you, Laurent, Laurent, when we do something like this, do we become such music when we ask?
I'm not sure to understand your question. Do you mean that would you like to have a few specific music that we give you those few specific musics? That's what you mean?
For me, I miss so much, or I would like to have a teaching to really go to the line of the, kann mir jemand Deutsch helfen, Johannes oder so? Ja. Sehr gerne. Weißt du, um die Linien anzurufen oder eben da in diesem heiligen Tempel, in dieser Sitzung, das ist für mich Musik. Ich glaube, die findet man nicht einfach so. Ob wir so auch was von Laurent kriegen oder eben von anderen.
So the question is the songs where we call the divine lineage and was war noch eben?
Und eben ja, einfach so ganz heilige Musik, wo ich das Gefühl habe, keine Ahnung, woher die kommt, aber sicher nicht von Spotify oder so.
Yeah, and which ones are not supplied by Spotify, so the holy ones or sounding holy ones.
So I don't know. I can give you the name of the track because I'm sure you can find it somewhere on the internet. When I call the lineages, I always use the same music. So it's the name. I think of the album is "How the West Was Lost."
Was lost.
Yeah, how the West was lost. The artist is Peter Kater, Kater.
Thank you very much.
And the track name I think is Opening. So album How the West Was Lost, artist Peter Kater, and Opening. And typically this is one I put in a loop because it lasts only 3 minutes 23. And when I call the guardians and lineages, it takes maybe 10 to 15 minutes. So I just put it in a loop. I go at the center of the room and I call with this music.
Super. Vielen Dank. Thank you.
Okay, Jacqueline.
I have a lot on Spotify now, and my question is, do you have a tip how to get these things somehow efficiently into to buy it for iTunes if I want to start with iTunes? So otherwise, I assume it a lot of effort to search for every little song.
You can copy the title of the song and go to iTunes Store. And from there, they'll give you the track and you can have an option to buy it.
So I have to do it for every song.
Yeah.
Yes.
You want a suggestion? Instead of having to buy, it's not good what I say. It's illegal. But when you meet your colleagues, teachers, exchange music. And please don't tell anybody I've told you. But yeah, you can also
Record is not on anymore.
you can make music exchanges. That's what I've done many times.
But if you think about it, these days it's more economical to buy one track instead of buying a CD. In the old days, you like one track, you are obliged to buy the CD for one track, and you end up with tons of plastic and CDs, but you are using one track per CD. Now you have the choice to choose one track out of all collection, and you can buy it. At least your library is clean. You don't have a lot of track you don't use.
I can give you names of musicians that you can always buy the CDs because all the CD is good. If we use a lot of Karunesh music. Okay, Karunesh, everybody knows. You have to write this name down. Karunesh. He's an Osho disciple and he's an excellent musician. You will use certainly Praful. You can buy almost anything from Praful. Praful. In addition, he's a friend of Laurence, Margot, and I. Then if, you can use some musicians from Armenia. The name of the guy is Levon Minassian, Levon, and family name is Minassian. You can use Armand Amar, so Armand, and family name is Amar, Amar. When you have those 4 musicians, you're almost ready to lead your workshops.
And Klaus Wiese would be my suggestion too.
Good.
Another question, Armando. did I get it right? If I buy it on iTunes, it goes easily into this tractor tool,
Yes,
right? I
yes.
just drop it. Okay, good.
No, no,
Thank you.
you don't drop it.
You
When you open Tractor, it
no.
takes the iTunes library,
Ah,
and from there you manage it. You play the deck.
You mean
You-
it's automatico, Anando? It's
Yeah, yeah. When
automatic.
you open Tractor, you go on the left side, you have the menu, and you have iTunes menu, and you click on it. It takes all your playlists from iTunes.
But
okay.
you
To
Thank you.
have to
synchronize
prepare.
between.
Alexa is next with a question.
Yeah, and I think we can add some to Jacqueline's question too, that we've been using Spotify as our primary playlist for years, and it's worked fine. We don't do the tractor mixing. We're still working on that part of it, but we've been very happy with Spotify. We download our lists onto our computer before the event, so we aren't reliant on the internet.
And we have Spotify Premium.
Yeah, and then in the chat, we're putting in a playlist link, and that if you open that, you'll see the playlists are under Sachi Joe's name, and you're welcome to any Sachi Joe playlist to use it. We've got chord cutting, we've got chakra wave, we've got beautiful music, and different ones that you're welcome to find and use.
And what I always tell our students is be aware that the playlists are always changing, switching, and there's music in there that like their first three songs are for the opening, and then there's a guided progression. And so you'd have to figure that out because there's no way to have that listed.
Yeah, and if you want to make it yours, then you copy the songs from it and rearrange them for yourself because you can't change somebody else's playlist with Spotify. So that's one of the things you'll notice if you're using someone else's playlist.
Okay, we have Alexa and then Martin.
We will only say aloha. Aloha.
Okay.
Good
Aloha.
morning.
No question.
No question.
Thank you. Thank you. And by the way, I have a question, Satijo and Sarah. When does the module 3 of the ITT take place in the USA?
It starts in 6 days.
Oh, good. So I think in Germany it was the module 3 was 2 weeks ago, something like that, huh?
Yeah, so
Okay.
City and Sachijo are prepared many, many, many hours and are very excited. Looks like a great program.
Yeah, because even a lot of our American friends, you will discover Cassidy. Sachijo, you know him already. You know how good a teacher he is. But Cassidy is also an excellent teacher. And I'm so happy that you meet her.
We had our first meeting where the students could get to know Cassidy on Zoom. So
yeah, because
Okay.
I can have known her from module 2.
Mm. She when I stopped leading when I stopped leading cycle 1 in France with Margot, when Margot decided to withdraw from cycle 1, Cassidy was the first one who she came from the USA and replaced Margot. So Martin, you wanted to ask a question. We can't hear you, Martin. Can you unmute? Or... Still not. Does somebody hear Martin? So no question anymore, Martin. You cannot.
Martin, try to go to the audio and go to the output. Where's your output? Select microphone from where you're seeing. Is it from your headset? If you click on audio, you go up, select microphone. You have to select your headset, whatever its name. Or go back to your computer audio.
I think the best is you stop with the headphones and you go directly with the computer's speakers. Okay, so let's Maybe we have time to take another question if somebody have. Otherwise, we will finalize. Okay, no question anymore. So, what news?
Laurent, Martin will type in the question in the chat.
Okay.
So
I can ask a question in the meantime.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you have something about leaving a track until the end? Like, is it not a problem for you to interrupt a track in the middle? Or are there moments where for you it's a problem to interrupt a track in the middle?
It depends if it's your intention to interrupt the track. If this you want to do that, it has a purpose why you stopped. Sometimes you can stop a track because your purpose is to have a sudden stop. If this is what you want to do,
Yeah.
it
Okay.
depends you what you want to do.
Yeah. I don't mind stopping a track provided I lower the volume before. It's not brutal, but the music is always secondary to the facilitation. So when you need, you just stop it. You just stop a track.
Okay, thank you.
And at the same time, it could be used. If you stop the music and you can continue, what happens if the music stop? What happens? You can use it as a guidance. Depends what you want to do.
So the question of Martin is there an intermediate solution between Apple Music, Spotify, and a full-blown DG software like Tractor for mixing, BPM matching, and ideally open source and platform neutral? Thanks and sorry for the technical mess. I don't know. I've never heard of an open source platform like that, but if some participants of this meeting have the information, please share it in the chat. I don't. Anando, you have?
I don't know what he means by open source platform.
Open source is something that doesn't rely on a big Amazon company or this kind of because
Yeah, but the question is not related to tractor in this case. Is
oh,
he want
Tractor. Yeah.
that means he's asking for something where he can get the music, not how to play the music.
You think it's for
Yeah, because if that means a source where he can get tracks without being buyed by Apple
okay.
to pay or this. This I don't know.
I think Bandcamp.
Bandcamp, yeah,
is
because Bandcamp.
is an open source platform. I think it's
No, Bandcamp it supports independent artists.
yeah,
Independent
that's it.
art meaning they don't cover by under the big
Yeah.
music companies.
Yeah, for example, Praful, he
He's
sells.
always in Bandcamp. Yeah.
He's always in Bandcamp, and I know many other musicians who are in Bandcamp. The independent ones, they are in Bandcamp. Bandcamp. Mm.
Bandcamp pays better the artist than
Mm.
Spotify. Comparing to Spotify pays minimal.
Mm.
I understand that Martin's question is not where to buy the music, but software to mix the track.
There exist many software online for free.
But you know,
yeah,
they
I prefer to have something once for all and finish, and you are reliable, something reliable.
it's what, $100 approximately, you said for Tractor?
Yeah, 100 euros, something like that. In Europe, I don't know in the States how much.
Certainly less expensive in the States, so I think that's why I said $100.
You know, it's for me, I take all this as a investment because if I want to practice something and leave something and get money for it, I need to put a little bit money to get it as well. You know, it's a matter of your equipment. It needs a little bit investment and it's once for all and it's done.
So just to be aware, nothing, absolutely nothing with music is 100% reliable because you'll get to the venue and the music, iTunes won't let you download it, or Spotify is not connected, or you don't have Wi-Fi, or you forgot to download it. So you have to be able to improvise and just go without music. And what I hear in this message, in this course we're listening to, is the music is secondary to your facilitation. So be prepared to facilitate without music because you never know what's going to happen.
Yes, I hear you. But at the same time, we're talking about the hardware, and the software. You need to have something to start with. And you're gonna not have any problem if you have a software not downloaded and depend on online. It's downloaded on your system and it's gonna work. The rest of it is a hardware problem, and everywhere it's gonna happen. Sometimes you don't have good connection or whatever. It's different. But we are talking about the basics. You have it. Like you have a table and chair. You have it. You know you have it. You're gonna sit on it. Now it's gonna have an earthquake. You never know. So
Yeah.
yeah, just to have a structure that you can lean on it.
So let's talk about equipment for a little while. Um, when Laurence and I will lead, we like to lead with the microphone, but you're not obliged to, especially when you have a small group of 12, 16 people, which is already very nice at the beginning. You are not obliged to have a microphone. But you have to know that you can buy some little mixing tables where you have two entries for mics, or four entries for computers, but you need one or two, which are very affordable. I would say 100 to 150 euros or dollars, I guess, something like that. So the mics are more expensive, and I would put more money on the mics because the mixing tables are not so different from one another, but the mics are very different. I can give you two brands that for me bring good quality to your voice. The first brand, the best that we use for the Elite in France is Shure, Sure. And these are with wireless mics, huh? Wireless mics.
Shure. Sure.
S-
Shure.
yeah, maybe, yes, maybe you're right. Yeah, yeah. Sure. And the other brand is Sennheiser. It's a German brand, I think. SEI, Zen, SEI, yeah, shit, SEN or W. Yeah,
HEIN, Sennheiser, ZER at the, or SER at the end.
I will write it in the chat. Sennheiser. I think it's like that. So, and this is a bit less expensive than Shure. The other one is Shure. The Sennheiser are less expensive, but still very good quality. This is the brand we bought for us, Laurence and I. In reality, Nital has bought Nital, who is the director of the French Institute. She has bought some Shure mics.
And if you have a group room that gives you the speakers, you're lucky. You just need your mixing, and sometimes they provide you with the mixing. But if you want to have a speaker portable that you can take it anywhere, there is a super good quality speaker, German one called LD Maui, LD Maui, and I have the one LD Maui 5. They have 5, they have 7, they go higher, and they have 3, I think. But the 5 one is incredibly good. So you can have one of them, or you can buy two if you want, and they're linked by Bluetooth if you want to put on two corners of the room, and they're
Yeah.
very portable.
But until 30 participants, only one is far enough.
One is more than enough.
And this is the one we have, Laurence and I, the Maui 5.
Oh,
Yeah. And I can confirm it's very good. It's the same quality as the Bose Tower, but it's half the price.
It's better quality than the
And it's
Bose.
better
Better
quality than Bose. The musician, they prefer this brand, the
Yes.
Bowie 5, than the Bose, because Bose is distorting the music by putting more lows and more highs, because people prefer that, but the musician, they complain because it changes their music. So I think it's a good advice that you give. Can you write this on the chat, Anando?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think I remember we paid this one's like 600 euros, and I'm sure in the USA you will buy for 500 to 600 bucks.
In Austria, I bought it for 720, I think, something like that.
Yeah, but in Austria it's more expensive.
Yeah, I think maybe cheaper now because
Yeah.
every year they go different models. And there's one more equipment if you would like to, if you have, how to say, you don't want to touch your laptop when you want to transition with the music or lower the volume, you don't want to touch your laptop. There is, you can buy again from Tractor something called Control Z1. It's the most portable one that you can travel with. It's this one. And this, you just plug it to your laptop and you can lower the volume from here instead of touching your mouse or the keyboard. And you don't make sound. When you click on the keyboard, sometimes they make sound. Here, you don't, nobody hears anything, and you can change the volume and transition from one track to second from here. And you can play with the
How much money did you spend for that?
180 or 220, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
have a couple of equipment for traveling that stay with me, but it's not a must. But it's all about to bring your comfort. If you feel comfortable with your laptop as it is, stay with it. Don't complicate it.
I want to share that also what I want to give an advice. I've seen very often some assistants putting music during the warm-ups with telephones. Sometimes it work well, but sometimes they make a lot of mistakes. They skip a soundtrack, or at the very middle they stop because they're a bit nervous in wanting to change the music. They stop the music by accident in the very middle of a soundtrack. So I would strongly recommend to put music with a computer. I strongly recommend to use a computer and not a telephone for the music. Sarah?
At the same time, we are the one telling the participant not to use their phone in the room. And here comes that we are with the telephone playing music. It doesn't sound good.
Okay.
Oh,
Sarah?
so you mentioned the Shure microphones, Shure, the handhelds, and we have those. But another thing that we found that is really helpful and works for us are these airline micro wireless ear set system. And so this is the little box where the receiver is, and then you put this on your ear, and it fits right across. I'll just do it. It fits right across here, and then it's almost invisible, and it's with you. You have your hands free, and they're a little expensive, but they've been well worth the investment for us.
Yeah, a lot of handheld or well, a lot of times when we're doing demos, we want our hands free and we don't want a battery pack that we're trying to attach to our sarong. And so this keeps both those options free, that it's a connection rather than carrying a battery pack on your body. So we'll put the name of it in the chat there, or it is in the chat. And it was about $350 for, you get two of them. Or no, that's each.
It's each, yeah.
That's each, but we have two because we
Yeah.
each one when we're doing our demos, and find it very helpful when people are breathing and moving and don't have anything in their hands, and we can hear their quiet voices and the softness too.
But when at the beginning, when you lead your first tantra retreats, you have 6 or 7 participants. You don't need a mic. You can speak over your music, and at least at the beginning, when you don't make much money, you will put more money on maybe on the sound system itself if the venues don't provide. Um, but yes, it's good. I personally always need with a hand mic, and but I understand. I know teachers like Sachijo and Sarah who prefer this kind of little headsets that they have. Well,
You can use a mic with a cable. This is the cheapest option if you want. If you have the LD MAUI system, because you have a plug where you can plug your mic, so you don't need an extra mixer for that.
yeah, correct.
You have a place to put the mic.
Mm. Okay, I think we are done with the time, and I don't want to go over the planned time for people because you maybe all of you have planned something else behind the meeting. So I was really happy to see many of you on the screen, and I think Jim Benson in Module 4 in the USA will also speak about music because he loves to play music in his workshop. And Satsijo and Sarah, they will be there too, so I'm sure they will like to give you other tips. Uh, and it's not the last time, I guess, we speak about music during this teacher training.
Yeah, and you mentioned USA, and that's actually in Bali. So
Yeah, Module 4 is in Bali, and Margot is ready for that. So you will see Margot very soon now. In April, I think it's in April. Huh? Mhm. Okay, so have a good evening for the Europeans and morning or afternoon in the USA. And see you, I hope, for me in Module 6.
Thank
Bye,
you.
everybody.
thank you so much. Thank you.
Bye
You
bye,
can
all of
Thank
you.
you.
speak goodbye if you'd like.